My name's Sheena the I'm from upstate New York. Um, Basically, what I do is I'm a psychic medium. That means that I communicate with the dead primarily, the medium aspect. Psychic is more along the terms where I can see future events. I do past life regressions. Um, I've helped many people with what I can do and my abilities, trying to help them understand that there's an afterlife. After this one, this is a small picture. So there's heaven that exists. Um, I noticed that I had my gift back when I was about 4 years old because I was always sensitive when I walked in the room. I felt different vibrations. Um, and when my gift was pretty much out in the open, I started doing readings 4 years ago um, for multiple people. And basically, my whole aspect of what I do is to help people move on or to bring them closure, as much closure as possible. So, what I can do with helping people, I believe, is like a ripple effect onto people's lives. When I started doing readings, I noticed my best friend that was murdered in 2009. Um, and the night before she was murdered, I told my mother to come over. I said, there's something wrong. I was very sick. Can you stay with me for a night? And she didn't really understand it. So she came over. The next day she had to work, so she left. I was in a mirror, a full-bodied mirror. My eyes literally changed from blue to brown, and I felt this rage and this anger that came over me. And I couldn't put it into words, so I gave my mother a call, and I said, Mom, you need to get over here. So she left work to come over and stay with me. About 15 minutes later, I got a phone call. My mother actually received a phone call saying that my best friend was dead. So I automatically knew that there was definitely something different about me. I always knew that, but that pretty much put the icing on the cake. 4 years ago, um, when I had my open heart surgery, actually my friend that passed away, I kept telling her there's something wrong with my heart, and she said, no, you know, you're dramatizing this, there's nothing wrong. And I said, but there is something wrong with my heart, I'm telling you this. So after a lot of different studies they did on my brain, I've had MRIs, EKGs, everything. So finally they summed it up when I had a stress test done. They found out that I had an ASD, which is an atrial septal defect, which affects the way that the blood flows to the heart. All of my veins were flowing backwards, so they had to reroute all of my veins to give me, I wasn't getting enough oxygen. So I had that done 4 years ago, and which was more of a complicated surgery because I had to actually go to Rochester. They wouldn't touch me where I was located because it was so complicated. So I had the surgery done. I was put under, my surgery was supposed to be like 7:20 a.m. and didn't even end up going on until 3 o'clock p.m. I was in surgery for 5 hours. Within that 5 hour period, I just remember, getting an IV, which was to calm you down, something for your nervous system. And then within 10 seconds of entering the OR, I was sleeping. Well, within, I want to say 10, 15 minutes, again, I was out, so this is just an estimated time span. I remember I floated out of my body and I was looking down at my body. And before I knew it, in a blink of an eye, I was up in heaven. And as I entered, I didn't see the light. I didn't see, as some people would say, they walked through this really strong light and God was at the end of it. I basically went to a field, basically dropped off in a field. And I knew it was heaven because I could feel such a surreal feeling of happiness, love, everything that you can put into a nutshell, I felt. So when I went to heaven, there was huge, almost like wheat bushes, like these huge bushes. And as I looked, I saw purple flowers, blue flowers, green flowers, but they were like these colors, almost like puzzle pieces, but they were so bright to your eyes that I couldn't look at them for too long. So I looked over to the left, and it was almost like a tiki bar is the best way to put it, like an old school, pretty much like an outdoor tiki bar. And I look over and there's a bunch of people in a circle sitting there. Well, my best friend was there sitting, and she basically persuaded me to come on over to her. And it was so real. I mean, I felt like it was an everyday occurrence, but I knew from the feeling that I felt and what I saw, this was a whole nother realm that I was in. She didn't, I said, hi, how are you? You know, try to have a full conversation. She didn't speak. She just looked at me and she smiled. Like that was her communication, because in heaven, everything is telepathic. So everything we use is brain. You know, we talk through our heads. So, but I knew it was her. I could just smell everything. That must have been probably about, like I said, it felt for hours, and it was probably about 7 seconds that I was up there. Before I knew it, I was sucked back into my body within seconds. I have a client located in another state that I do readings for, and recently she called me up and said, you know, you did readings for my daughter. I did readings for her previously. I have a question for you. My husband passed 3 months ago, and we can't find the will. This has been a huge issue. So when I spoke to her, I gave her information in the sense of what I was getting about how she needs to look for a P.O. box located, you know, at their postal service, what number, which was 32. I told her about a blue binder and that the will's been moved numerous times. And I said, you know, with the blue binder, there'll be a lot of paperwork in reference to the will that could even help her find the will. But I said, it's really in connection with the P.O. box. Something, you know, was set in the P.O. box. And pretty much, and this was more recent, she responded back to me and said, you know, I found the P.O. box that she had no idea about. It was number 32, and the blue binder she found. She's working from there now too, to really, really locate the well. As well as with the reading too, I told her that her husband, he kept pointing down underneath the bed. Well, come to find out, she said, you know, you're not going to believe this, but my husband stored a lot of coins under the bed. It's just basically reinstating what I've told her. It's validating that her husband's with her. This is what I'm getting, which is underneath the bed. It's just telling her her husband's with her and watching over her. Hi, I'm Sheena the Medium. I'm going to be doing a reading for Leon.
Hi, I'm Leon. I'm the chef at Gaiety.
First off, I'm picking up with you a strong letter. I'm getting a strong M.
Okay.
Okay, if this makes sense to you, I want to say it's M-I. Very strong name. I don't know, Michelle. It's a female figure here. Michelle, that I'm picking up. Alive.
It's probably Michonne from Walking Dead.
Okay. I'm also picking up the date December 15th. There's some relevance with December 15th as well. If that makes sense to you as well. The 15th is like a huge, I don't know what the 15th pertains to.
In December.
Yes. Okay. I'm also picking up the name Sarah as well, if this makes sense to you. Okay. I definitely feel with you too, there's going to be a relocation. You're not going to be here for too much longer.
That's very good news to me.
Okay. You're not going to be here much longer. I'm going to say proximity maybe about a year and a half. I'd say like being here. Okay.
I'm actually going to finish school in a year, and I plan to move out.
Okay.
So that's that would be great.
Now the person there's a gentleman that I'm picking up that has passed on. Okay. I'm picking up, I told you briefly, a P. Now what's going on? There's something to do, and this kind of sounds, it's very vague, but I keep seeing a calendar, like an old school calendar, if this makes sense to you. And I feel like with this calendar, this is like something that was actually, bizarrely enough, it was saved. There's something to do with the calendar.
Can it be a day planner?
It's like a day plan, like a calendar, a day planner.
Are you picking up any kind of blue color or black?
I'm definitely picking up a black color in reference to that, but there's something to do with the calendar.
Yeah,
I see you also, your whole thing, your whole niche here, you're going to be your own boss, you're almost going to do like an entrepreneuring service. That's what is going to pertain to you when it comes to jobs or Now with the cooking thing too, that's gonna definitely take off with you. That's like your main thing. I know you're working on a couple things, but the cooking per se, I see you eventually going further with that, and definitely
Cooking as in like a chef, or cooking like as a tea company?
like chef.
Chef.
Chef-wise.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Now what's going? Okay. I'm also picking up the month of June, and I'm getting the 12, number 12 as well with June. If this makes sense to you. Now who has? Picking up the name. Okay, L.A. Either a Larry. There's something to do with the name Larry. Okay. Does that make sense to you as well, or?
Well, I have no memory for names, so I'll have to
Okay,
look
just-
back on this.
If you think about it, I mean, you have the video too, to
Yeah.
obviously pertaining to this, so, okay. Now okay, I'm gonna go back to, now I'm gonna pick up your childhood. There's something to do to, now, what was your father collected something. I see your father having this like collection. They're almost like little, I want to say, they're not like dolls, but like, they almost look, oh my god, they're like almost like eggs. I want to say like egg shaped, but they're like little dolls. There's like a collection. I don't know where this is like.
I'll ask him because he's 75, but I'll ask him. He has a good memory, so
Okay.
if he collected anything, I mean, I don't think he collected like.
They're not dolls, they're like
Matryoshka
wooden.
dolls.
They're like, no, they're like wooden. Like, I want to say they're like wooden. I don't want to say like
It sounds like the
dolls.
Russian matryoshkas,
That's what I'm
which
talking
is
like
very
they're-
possible because that's where
They're
he's
like,
from.
yeah, it's like these wooden type of, I mean, I
Are
can
they-
tell they're prominent from a
Are
different,
they hollowed out or?
they're like a lighter wood.
Yeah, that sounds like a typical matryoshka that
Okay.
all Russian people probably own.
Okay. Because I've never, they're weird. They're almost like, I don't say
They are
they're
weird.
different.
It's like
They're
a
kind
doll
of-
inside a doll inside a
They're
doll.
weird
so.
almost, like different. I hate the
They're
word weird.
Yeah, they're like little. They are definitely weird.
I see, okay.
I'll show you one afterwards.
Okay. Now, I'm also picking up the name Laura. Laura or Lauren. Okay. Now, this can also be futuristic as well that I'm picking up. Okay. I get the month of April of next year. I want to say the beginning of April, April 2nd. Okay.
That's when I graduate.
Okay. Because this is like a huge, like this is important
That's when I
event.
graduate. Yeah.
Okay. You're going to be meeting too. I see a girl in May. Okay. And I'm going to give you a proximity. Again, I'm not God, so I'm just going to go with what I'm getting.
Well, yeah, I have
Okay.
something to do with it as well.
Okay. May 20th. This will be a huge day for you when you meet somebody. This is going to be almost like a fluke. Like, it's not like going to be pre-planned. It's like you're going to run into somebody. It's funny because I also see with this, like, I want to say like a theater. There's some type of theater involvement with this. Like a theater, movies, theater. Okay.
Maybe like a costume designer.
There's something to do. I mean, I'm just seeing like almost like a stage, like theater setting almost. I do definitely see clothing involved, like stage. I see this big red curtain. Now I'm seeing also with you a lot of issues I pick up as well, health
Yeah.
in the bowel. There's something to do with your GI tract bowel issues. To get that checked out, go to a specialist, a GI specialist, because I'm definitely seeing something like bowel issue. I want to say like, I don't know if I want to say like, yeah, like more of a bowel issue. Okay. I'm not going to go further with that. Okay.
Too many chimichangas.
Acid, bowel. It's all
Oh,
the
yeah.
same.
I've
It's like
actually-
it's severe like GERDs almost. Like I feel
I've
like
had
a burning.
I've had gastritis before, so it's possible that
Okay,
it
'cause
might
there's-
come back.
And you, I mean, they'll give you a pill for them, and it will feel better. It's nothing like dramatic or like to be like, concerned about.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
Well, that's a relief, because I've been in the hospital like every year
no,
of
you.
my adult life, basically.
No, with your father, a lot of arthritis.
Okay.
A lot of arthritis.
Yeah, I'm giving him something for that.
Okay, what's going on with his lower back as well? I feel a lot of pain in the lower back. This
He's
is
just
going to
getting
be
old, so his bones are probably. I'm giving him calcium. I'm giving him
like
some.
a deficiency he has with Okay.
I'm giving him a calcium supplement. I'm giving him some
Now,
glucosamine.
also with your sister, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Be careful, be wary too. I don't want to see, I'm not a doctor,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't really, I'll just tell you what I get.
Mm-hmm.
Watch her, like her chest, her breasts,
Mm-hmm.
lumps, my concern. She's not old, you know what I mean? But cancer, she needs to be very aware of that in her
Okay.
chest. Just, heads up that
I'll let her know.
Please, yeah. Okay.
Are you picking up anything about her boyfriend?
No, who's the R?
R?
There's an R strong. Rick. It's like an R-I. Richard. Like there's something to do with Rick. Richard. And this is going
I don't know. Is it Rick from Walking Dead?
to... No. This is going to be future. No, we're not talking about
Oh, man.
names. Okay.
Sounds like an asshole. if you ask me.
Okay. I pick up a lot of names. Like at once, it's a variety that are...
Yeah.
It goes on. It's like, oh my goodness, like this never-ending...
Yeah, I meet a lot of people. And most of them don't like me.
Well...
No, I'm joking.
I'm also picking up the state of Michigan. Okay.
Okay.
Now, this could be a futuristic move. I feel advancement in Michigan.
Okay.
The state of Michigan. Okay.
I like the state of Michigan.
Okay, because I'm definitely like getting pulled to like that area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I hope I don't move there. There's somebody I know there that I shouldn't really interact.
Okay.
It sounds like me though.
Okay.
Except that person is married.
I also pick up the name Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Mike or Michael.
That could be my dad.
Okay. Because I have it before, like even yesterday around you, I got the name Mike immediately. I was like,
Yeah,
drawn.
my dad his name is Melik, but
Okay.
a lot of variations is Mikhail, Michael, Mike.
Okay.
It's like
It's
just
like
a,
Mike.
it's like a Americanized version of Melik.
Okay. Now, what had to do too with your father with drinking at one point?
One point, he's never stopped.
Okay. Because I have drinking.
Well,
Like
yeah,
as an issue, you know what I mean? Because I pick up so much.
yeah, he's a drinking man. He drinks every day.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
I've never seen him not drink.
Okay.
So, but I mean, he has like one shot a day, and that's pretty much it. He doesn't drink multiple times.
Sure.
But it's something like an after work, like a relaxer. But yeah, at his age, he shouldn't be drinking at all.
No.
I don't think I could really stop him though.
No, it is what it is. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Now, I also pick up like the name. I want to say, SH sound like a like a Sharon.
The Sharon is my good female friend.
Okay, because I have Sharon.
Yeah, she's my good female friend. We've been friends since high school.
Okay. I see her too now. Is she with somebody currently?
I believe
A
so.
gentleman?
But there's no guarantees. But I know she's happy.
Engagement.
In
I
that
have written
special
down.
kind. Finally,
I have
it's
engagement.
it's about time.
Okay, because she'll be getting engaged.
I'll let her know.
Okay.
She won't believe me.
No, she will. She will.
She has been happy lately, and she did send me a wrong text with some like really mundane like cupcakes and stuff. I'm like, you can only send that text to somebody like you're dating. Yeah, you don't send that to your guy friend.
It's cute though. Now, also, have you done anything in like a bakery? Have you ever thought about doing something in like a bakery? Baked goods, like homemade?
Well, I'm classically trained, so I could do baking as well as cooking.
Because baking also would be really good for you.
Yeah, I mean, my first job was in a French bakery, so.
Okay, because I pick up definitely like a bakery. You're gonna like, you honestly, I feel, are going to shoot up in the next year and a half, 2 years. Like everything that you work so hard is going to, like, you're gonna have your own, I mean, obviously entrepreneur, but you're gonna have your own business.
Okay.
Okay, I see a huge brick building. You don't, like, you're gonna be the owner of this. And I want to say like 2 years because
It
like,
takes a while to
it
open
takes
up
a
a
bit. I'm like
business.
looking at this like estimation.
Minimum
is
6
what I'm
years,
seeing.
6 months to a year.
I do see you with 2 children.
Well,
You're not 18, so
that's the perfect amount I wanted.
okay, 2 boys.
Oh.
That's what I'm getting.
No. I'm gonna keep trying until I get a girl.
Okay, well I'm seeing 2 boys, so you might end up with 3, but I
You
get
know,
2.
2 boys. If I do have 2 boys, I'm not gonna keep going because it's difficult to raise 2 boys.
Oh, boys are so much easier.
No, but they always gonna fight and everything. So I was hoping to get a.
But girls
Girl.
will fight too. Girls are worse. But I mean, I see 2 boys.
Yeah, but 2 children is a perfect amount. Maybe I'll start a soccer team.
Maybe 12, 13. Okay. No, there's something to do with you in a pool. Just going back to childhood. Okay. No, you're
Swimming pool?
yeah, swimming pool. And
Wish I could.
you jumped in, but you should have had like a life preserver, like, you know what I'm saying, almost like
I
floaties,
think
but
my
you
grandfather threw me in to learn. You know how that old trick when your grandparents throw you in to learn to swim?
Mhm.
I'm sure that happened to me.
Because I just feel like something's almost drowning. Like I feel
Well,
like
yeah, if
I
you're a
can't catch
kid
my
and
breath.
somebody throws you in the pool, you don't know how to swim, and they like, go for it, you know, and then you probably drown.
No, it
But,
was like almost like traumatic is what I'm trying to get at.
To
like,
be fair, he did teach me how to swim afterwards.
okay, because like slightly traumatic, but you don't even know because it's in your subconscious.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about it.
Okay.
I just know my grandfather, and that's the perfect kind of thing he would do.
I'm also picking up 2 sports.
Mhm.
Soccer.
That
Something. Okay, I have soccer.
I've
'Cause I
played
keep
soccer.
seeing a soccer ball. Something to do with sports. I'm getting the month of July 23rd.
Mhm.
The month of July. But I also get the number 23 with this. So there's a significance with these 2 numbers, this month and this number as
Mhm.
well. I'm also picking up a different type of name,
Mhm.
like GA. GA. It's different. It's not, I can't even like Americanize, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's GA. Your mother would know this name. It's very, very different. It's like a GA. I don't know the pronunciation for it. Okay.
Gale or something like that.
It's different. Okay. Now, do you have 2 specific questions for me, too, as well? I mean, if you can think of any on the top, I can keep going as well. But
Yeah, I think you've actually answered most of my questions that came in,
Okay.
but just at the top of my head, trying to think of what you're doing to cover. Okay, specific questions. So I'm
Sure.
writing a novel right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working on it for about 10 years, and my only issue with it is that it's basically, I'm putting all of my philosophy and everything I've learned into it,
Okay.
and it's just very difficult to write this novel. It doesn't write
It's
itself.
like roadblocks that
It's
you have, like a
every-
writer's block.
It's just to put your whole philosophy in life into one novel. It's very difficult, but that's what I'm attempting, and I have about 3 or 4 other books that I'm currently working on, or projects. And I need to know if I should pursue this novel, if it's ever going to get finished, even with all the roadblocks.
4 years.
4 years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I see it with the black. I see a black cover to it, too.
Mhm.
I can already see, like, what it's going to, like, look like, too, as well. But it'll be like the black, I just see, like, a black hardcovered book. It's very simple. It's not going to be, just, it's a very simplistic, like, I just see this layout. And it's going to be 4 years from now. But it will get done.
Okay, that's all I needed to know
It will
because
become.
I have so many
But you have a lot going on here. It's like
less
overwhelming.
difficult. There's a lot of less difficult projects that I have. Like, I have a audio podcast I'm working on. I have a few short stories.
But that will be good too. You'll also succeed with that. You'll succeed with the book. But I think it's one like the podcast. I don't want to say it's like more simplistic, but this book will take time.
This book
and you
is
have
like
the
my
time is of the essence.
life's work.
Yeah.
This book is like my life's work, but it's the most difficult thing I've ever done.
But you're very straight in your ways. Like you're a very black and white thinker.
Mm-hmm.
I see you being like perfection. Like you're definitely into like the perfection.
Yeah, because
like,
I'm trying to write my like life's work into
sure.
this book, and it's not even about publishing the book. It's about getting my story out there through this fantasy setting.
Sure.
But put all of myself into it. So it'll be kind of like my breakout book, but it's not for the purpose of sales. It's just to put me on the map. And then I'm sure the next book is going to be a lot easier to write because it's not so personal.
It's harder. When you're talking about yourself, it's harder. Like you'd think it'd be more simplistic, but actually you have to do some self-discovery while you're writing something like that. And
it's
that's
very
what's
difficult.
hard.
It's like ripping parts of yourself and putting it down on page. And I'm also putting real people into it as a character, as different characters.
Mm-hmm.
Just their traits and everything. So that was my first question, and I'm just glad I'll be ever done in my lifetime, because I was worried about that. What else? I guess I just want to know how, if, besides all the health problems you listed, like if my parents are going to be, financially, like if they will be able to retire and they will live here and, be able to, like after I move out, how's their life going to change?
Sure. Your mother, I feel as though your mother almost has like, she wants to retire, but I also see her as more like workaholic, almost in a sense. They've always had to work really hard. But I do see your parents being okay financially.
Mm-hmm.
And I also see the number 4 is very, very important here, because I pick up the number 4 quite frequently.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say, they should be able to retire now, but they can't at this moment. But I'm going to go back to even when but by the time your book is done, everything will be good.
Okay. Well, I guess that's all my questions.
I get a wonderful feeling that I'm helping somebody else. I like helping people. That's what I'm about. That's what I do. When it comes to self-satisfaction, I believe karma as well. Me helping others is like a ripple effect. And if people say, what can I do for you? And I said, with anything, you pay it forward and you help other people. So I don't really necessarily, get off with what do I get out of the deal, because that's not even my thought process. I know that I'm helping others.
They say that Jesus saves. I've seen none of that down here. I see people with the hunger. I see people with the fear. And I can see the jungle growing. Hobos huddled in the steam. Are they just unhung?